Yo. Hey guys, I'm Hellhound. Welcome back to the Horror Metal channel. I found a little bit of time to do some videos today. I just filmed my tribute to the late John Carl Buechler, great special effects and makeup artist who gave us the coolest looking Jason in Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which he also directed. Yeah, very sad to hear about his passing. Check out the video if you haven't already. Hope everybody has a good St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to review Leprechaun and talk about the Leprechaun movies, which is a collaboration me and my buddy Bronco Juggler we're going to do on that day, but I didn't find time, so oh well, maybe I'll wait till next St. Patrick's Day or sometime soon. I also needed to make a video entry for his contest as well, so there's all kinds of videos I should be making, but anyway, we did our top 6 favorite movie actors recently, so I figured I was going to do a top 5 horror directors. This is Hellhound's top 5 favorite horror directors, and all my choices are extremely obvious. So much so that this video actually might be kind of pointless, but there's a reason I'm making this video, which I'll get to afterwards. At the very end of this video, I'll tell you the reason for my making a top 5 favorite horror directors, even though they're so incredibly obvious. And I'm also going to give my favorite movie they directed, which is also extremely obvious and not very unique, I guess. But there's a reason why they're popular, so I don't give a damn. Anyway, let's get right into it, I guess. Number 5, my 5th favorite horror movie director, Sam Raimi. And my favorite movie he ever worked on, Evil Dead 2. Now, Sam Raimi, the only reason he's not a little bit higher is because he hasn't made a whole lot of horror movies. Of course, he did the Evil Dead movies. He did Drag Me to Hell, a few others. He also did Darkman, which I really, really like, but that's not really a horror movie. And he did the Spider-Man movies, which I love, but again, they're not horror movies. But the fact that he did the Evil Dead trilogy alone makes him one of the best. So again, he doesn't have a huge body of work that's horror. Kind of like Peter Jackson. He started out making horror movies, and he was damn good at it with Bad Taste and Dead Alive and The Frighteners. But he's more known for stuff like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and King Kong. Now he's a big Hollywood guy, and Sam Raimi kind of is too. Well, he definitely is anyway. But since Evil Dead 2 is my favorite movie, he's definitely got to make the list. So Sam Raimi is my number 5. There's probably a lot of directors that could be considered better than him, like David Cronenberg, who's definitely an honorable mention for sure. But we're just going to do 5, and Sam Raimi is my 5th favorite for those reasons. Number 4, George A. Romero. My favorite movie he did. It's a very close one between Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. But I went with Dawn of the Dead overall because I think it's slightly a better movie. I think Night of the Living Dead is creepier. But I think Dawn of the Dead's a little more action-packed, a little more entertaining, maybe scarier overall. Maybe it's better characters, kind of has more to it. But I do think Night of the Living Dead kind of feels like more of a horror movie that's mostly at night, obviously, and it's very creepy. But I don't know, I just find this one to be slightly better done. But it's very close. They teeter-totter between my number 1 favorite. One of the best zombie movies ever. Love it. Love the original Dawn of the Dead. One of the greatest horror movies ever. Check out my review for more information. Alright, next. My 3rd favorite horror director, Tobe Hooper. And my favorite movie he ever did, obviously, is, if you couldn't guess, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, again, another very obvious and perhaps uninspired choice, but it's popular for a reason. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tobe Hooper. He's got a lot of good movies. Poltergeist is pretty close. That comes pretty close. But Steven Spielberg had a lot of involvement with that too. So some people even think that he secretly directed it along with Hooper. So, but who knows? I'd still give the edge to Texas Chainsaw Massacre slightly. So that's what I'm going to go with for number 3. Number 2, another really obvious choice, Wes Craven. And my favorite movie he did, of course, was Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger himself. Yep. Starring Robert Englund. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven. Another obvious choice. Honorable mentions. David Cronenberg, like I already said. Who else? David Cronenberg, and let's go with every other really good horror director that there's ever been. Maybe Clive Barker, and a few others. There's way too many to name. way too many, so let's just go ahead and move on to the number one spot. You guys already know my favorite horror movie director is. You already know what my favorite movie he did. Of course, it's John Carpenter, and of course, it's Halloween. Yeah, very, very obvious choice, once again. But again, there's a reason I made this video, and I'll get to it in a minute. Number one is John Carpenter, and I also did my top 10 favorite John Carpenter movies video a couple years back, so check that out too. Alright, so yeah, those are my top 5 directors and my favorite movies that they all did. So, yeah, kind of boring because it's not very inspired. And I know what you're thinking, where's all the Italian horror directors? Where's all the Italian? Where's Dario Argento and Lucio Fulci and all them? There's a reason for that. There's a reason I didn't include Mario Bava or any of them. I'm saving that for another video. That's right. One of my next videos is going to be my top 5 favorite Italian horror movie directors. And they're all going to be on there. I'm going to have a lot of honorable mentions. So that's the reason I did this video. I wanted to get the American horror directors out of the way. My next one's going to be my favorite Italian horror. American horror is my favorite. Italian horror is a very close second. When I first discovered Italian horror, it was like a whole new world that opened up to me as a horror fan. It was like this whole nother realm that I hadn't explored yet. Endless hours of horrific, gory, bloody, awesome entertainment that I hadn't discovered yet. And that was decades ago. So, yeah, Italian horror, that's coming next. But there's another reason I did this video. This is actually a tag video. That's right. I want to hear your top 5 favorite horror directors, and I hope they're more interesting than mine, because mine were really boring and really obvious. I mean, come on. Except for maybe Sam Raimi. That might have been a little more unique than the other 4, which I consider the big 4 of American horror directors. Carpenter, Craven, Hooper, and Romero. So, I want to hear your top 5 favorite horror directors. And I'm tagging everybody in my horror hangout, my whole little network, my little circle. There's way too many of you to name. It's gotten to the point where there's so many of you, I could be here all day listing all the people in my little circle, my little YouTube network. So, you know who you are. I want to see your video. And, of course, that includes my Blood Spatter Trio brothers, who are also part of the horror hangout, Sean Urshan and Bronco Juggalo. I want to see you guys make your top 5 favorite horror directors if you haven't already made a video like that. But, yeah, Sean Urshan, Bronco Juggalo, Horror Miser Monty G, Hervik Nightmares JM, Lisa Loves, Queenie Todd. I should have wrote all these down because I'm forgetting. You know who you are. You know who you are. I want to see your top 5 favorite horror directors. You guys know who you are. Get to it. I can't wait to see it. Hope you liked my video. Again, boring choices, but the reason was my Italian horror video is coming up. Italian horror directors, and I want to see your favorite directors. So this is a tag video, even though you didn't know it. Alright guys, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching the Horror Metal channel. Make those videos. I want to see your favorite directors. You know who you are? Let's get to it. Let's have some fun. Alright guys, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep it horror.